episode of Italiano in Australia. It feels a bit weird tonight because I have to speak in English and I'm not used to do that anymore because I basically spend 99% of my life with Italians. But tonight, as you guys can see from YouTube and all our social platform, I'm not with Fede because I have another guest tonight. So Fede decided to step back and just sit behind all the cameras. And with me, I have my coach Peter. How are you?
I'm good. I think we've been talking about how shy I'm going to be for the next half an hour, but I'm good.
I can see
protection pillow.
I can see that you feel a little bit of tension here because
this is not my comfort zone. This is not the gym floor, so
yeah.
I
can see the difference from when you are in there and teaching and literally singing the whole time and dancing and do whatever. And here you need
the lights, the cameras. I'm not used to that, but it actually took me a while to get used to being in front of people as well. Scary being in front of a whole group of people.
Yeah, it's scary, but I think at the end of the day, I don't think it should matter what they think about you.
One of the things that I always think about is it's my show.
It's your show.
Yeah, I just go out, have a good time, and if I have a good time, hopefully everyone else will have a good time as well.
Yeah, that's true. I remember you because you were already our guest. Like back in time in which we unpacked your story, like how you decided to become a PT and I remember that you started the episode saying that you wanted to become a rapper. Is that something that you still want to do?
Absolutely not. I don't think I have any musical skill anymore, so
yeah, good with that.
I swear I was like 12 when I thought that was going to happen, so no, not it. in my car and in my shower, yes, for sure.
You're the best.
Anywhere else? No, that's not the case.
If you like to be the new Eminem somehow.
No. Oh, in my classes. Don't want to be a rapper. I don't like the cameras, I'm too shy, so.
Yeah, but for tonight, I think this is going to be... So, why are you here tonight?
Here to give you an education on Australian slang, which I was actually thinking about on the way here.
Oh, okay. You did your studies, okay.
I didn't do my studies, but I was thinking, like, what is Australian slang? And there's two conclusions that I have. One, we abbreviate everything because we're lazy. And the second thing, we always just add things on. So, like, to name. So, if I have a friend named John, we'll call him Jono. Damien, we'll call him Damo. Tomo, Robbo. I don't know why, but
so, I don't know. But you said Damien, right?
Yeah.
You make it longer, but not because Damo it's shorter.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we make it longer. We just change it.
Ah, okay.
Australians are really lazy when they speak.
I can see. But are you lazy as well?
I don't think so. No, I think.
Do you think it's when you use this sort of? It's not because it's not a dialect, right? It's just more of a way of saying. It's just a colloquial kind of thing, right? So do you think that it's some people would speak more in that way because of the area that they're coming from? Let's say in Sydney there are some areas in which you can use, let's say like that, slang more than other areas, or not?
Yeah, for sure. I think that there are a few factors that will sort of indicate the way that a person speaks. One is the area, and two is the job that they do.
Can you give me some examples? Because let's pretend there is someone from Italy that wants to come here, and it would be nice for them to have a overview of like areas and how they would speak eventually.
Give you an example of
let's say.
So are you asking like in this area they will pronounce words in a certain way and then another area?
Yeah.
I guess that is sort of the case, but so where I'm from we use a lot more slang than where I'm living now. Where I'm from, Mount Druitt, it's very relaxed in terms of the way we speak, but I think now that I've moved out to the city, everyone's a little bit more formal maybe. But again, depends on what job that you do and the way you were raised, I don't know. Like, I realised that when I was working construction, the way that I was speaking was very like, is that uneloquent? I just didn't really think about what I was saying, I just spoke, didn't really care how I spoke. But now that I'm working in more of a professional field, I guess, the way that I speak I think is a little bit important because the message I'm trying to communicate is more important. I don't know if that makes sense, but...
No, it does. I was just thinking more of words or things that you would classify as a slang? So let's go back to the fact that you said that it can be divided into two things. So, or you make the word longer, or you abbreviate everything because you guys are lazy, right? Few words that you would abbreviate.
Air conditioner, aircon.
That's a classic.
I should know this because I was looking it up and I'm born and raised in Australia. Aircon, barbecue, barbie, toilet, we say loo, and some people call the toilet a dummy. Service station, like petrol station, we say servo. Christmas, Chrissy.
Breakfast.
Brekkie. I think we're just really lazy in the way that we speak. I don't know why. Now I'm having a mind blank in terms of what we say. I had a whole example in my mind. No, I have them on my phone.
Get your phone. It's okay.
I'm not Australian, clearly.
You're just gonna get some help.
Well, the first thing that we don't even say Australian, we say we're Aussies. PJs, pajamas.
Thongs?
Thongs. I call them jandals.
What?
Jandals?
Thongs?
Yeah.
The
tongs?
flip-flops.
Oh, the flip.
So what are we talking about? I was saying thongs, the Hawaiianas.
Yeah, no, I call them jandals, but I think that's a Kiwi thing. Do you know what jandals are? Thongs. They're the same thing.
I was thinking more how I was writing that. Give me a few more.
Do you know what chewy?
Chewy?
Chewing gum?
The chewing gum. Oh, chewy.
Bicky? Do you know what a bicky is? Do you ever have a bicky with your cuppa?
Hold on, no, I can get what that is. Kappa is cup, full sentence is?
Do you want a bicky with your cuppa?
A cookie, a biscuit.
Biscuit, yeah. I do love a good bicky and a cookie.
You know, you cannot really say that because in Italian it can have also a double meaning.
What,
the
bicky?
Hidden. But yeah.
What do you
It's
mean?
a bit of a second meaning. We'll explain it when we are off.
Not on camera, it's okay.
Not on camera, it's not.
Actually, it's not a good thing, for sure.
But if we have to go more on a... I've got Regia that is laughing. Why are you laughing there? Yeah. we are going to explain to Peter later what that means. When you put your cookie, you let soak your cookie in the milk.
I don't know where my mind's meant to go, so...
Yeah, it's
I'll
go there.
let you guys explain it to me later. That's where my mind is going. Okay, yeah.
And that's the meaning, right? Eh?
Sensual?
No, we just say
Romantic.
it's very vulgar.
Vulgar, okay.
Yeah. If you have to say bad words. Let's talk
bad
slang word. Bad words, because that's what Italians want to learn.
I think that's the first thing you learn in any language if you're learning.
Exactly. Right? So which is the top one?
I think what people have the most surprise with is how often Australians use the word cunt.
C-U-N-T.
You're going to need a sensor, like a beep, for this episode. Cunt, yeah, we use cunt in everything.
But I've been told that it's very offensive. Like you should never use this word unless really something bad happened. Like someone really does something wrong to you. I mean, that's what I've been told.
I don't know. I think because now it's in Australian vocabulary so much that how offensive it is. I don't think it's as bad as I guess foreigners would think it is, because we use it everyday wording, like you're a good cunt, bad cunt. But if I call you a bad cunt, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It might just mean that
very friendly.
No, bad cunt would be like someone who does something rebellious. Maybe he stole something, and you'd be like, fuck, he's a bad cunt. Or maybe he bashed someone, and you're like, he's a bad cunt. I like saying the word so much.
And the good one?
Good cunt.
Yeah.
Sick cunt.
Sick, like sick.
Yeah, like S-I-C-K. If I was like, you're a sick cunt,
you're crazy.
No, it'd be like, you're good. I don't know why. This doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Funny cunt? You're a funny cunt.
Funny.
Yeah.
That's funny as well.
Easy, yeah.
Okay.
You can use cunt, had a cunt of a day. It means it's been a shit day.
You can't of a day.
Yeah.
Can you not just use I had a shitty day? That would work as well.
Yeah, it does. But if you're really frustrated, you're like, fuck, I had a cunt of a day. You can use cunt in every situation to explain something good, something bad, something happy. If someone makes you mad, sexy cunt. Fuck, he's a sexy cunt. I'm not going to show my friends this podcast because they're going to be like, everyone's going to be like, yeah.
What did you say this morning when we did the little trailer? You said Holly? Was it Holly cunt? What was it?
Holy cunt.
No, you said something with Holly.
Holly, I don't know.
Yeah.
Did we record it?
No, it was not in my recording, but when you said examples.
Holly, how do you spell it?
H-O-L-Y. Holy, like religious, sacred.
Holy fuck.
No.
Holy shit.
No, that was holy something. Anyway, it's not important. What about fuck with instead? Because it's something that I hear sometimes here and there, and I feel like it's more polite than cunt.
I think they're even.
When would you use fuck with?
All the time. If someone cuts me off when I'm driving, he's a fuckwit. If he just looks weird, he's a fuckwit. If someone's annoying, someone's rude, he was a fuckwit. I use the word fuckwit the most when I'm driving. Are you serious, you fuckwit?
You don't seem that kind of person.
I'm not an aggressive person, so the way that I'm presenting myself in this is for educational purposes. But, but most people use the word fuckwit a lot, like when they're mad. But I think the way that you say it, I like the way you announce it is also very important. If I was like, what a fuckwit, like, I don't really care. But if I was like more aggressive, screaming at someone, you're a fuckwit, then of course I'm really mad. So even if I was like, cunt, but I said it relaxed like that, my tone was relaxed. You know, some people might not take it offensively, but if I know that's probably the same in most languages, but if I was to be like, you're a cunt, then you know, okay, I'm mad.
You know, it makes sense. I was trying to picture you actually in that scenario, because knowing you, yeah. I know that you are not like that, so it's a bit hard. Yeah. So if you have to say, like, because this is for educational purposes, obviously, yeah. Because
put it in captions, educational purpose. Peter is not a cunt in real life.
He's not like that. He's such a great person. What are the top 5 words that you would say to our Italian friends?
Everyone says g'day, mate. Don't say cunt. That's not a good one.
I have to stop you. Yeah. No, because it's the time. Now we have the Piero Angela's moment. So Piero Angela, it was this TV presenter. Was he a scientist? No.
Yeah, for the documentary.
Yeah. Documentaries. Was it not doco?
Doco.
Yeah.
I love a good doco.
And he was back in time when we were kids.
We say rip, rest in peace.
Yeah, we normally say the whole word. He had this documentary where he was showing animals and nature and all that sort of stuff. So that's that moment in which we are going to talk about one fun fact about Australia. I know you did your homework, I didn't.
I heard this in the doco as well.
Okay.
Did you know that apparently, I think it's sand from some of the beaches in Queensland have been found in Hawaii? How scientists test the sand and figure out it's the same sand, but I don't know. But that's my fun fact. Apparently sand from Queensland has been found on the beaches in Hawaii. I'm actually really interested to figure out how they figure that out.
Maybe composition. How would you analyze it? Because it's not like that there is like a location stamp.
Yeah. It's like so it's maybe Queensland. I don't know.
Or maybe it's like, they analyze it and they can see the type of rocks from Australia compared to the one in Hawaii and say, you don't have that rocks there, so where can I find it?
I don't know, but one of the reasons why they think that the sand was found in, transported from Queensland to Hawaii was because the tide, like the currents, they have currents that go from Queensland through to Hawaii. Don't fact check me, please.
What if we do?
What if this documentary was wrong? Maybe it was a documentary that I did watch on TikTok, so... No, it was. You know how people cut up clips and they post certain things? Yeah, I just watched it and might have been...
So this is a questionable educational purposes moment.
Yes, right? Yeah, questionable. Okay.
Back to the words. So, good day, mate,
Australia. A servo is always important.
So as a petrol station,
because if you're driving, everyone needs to know where a servo is. What if I said, g'day,
mate, Australia, servo.
They don't need to know Australia because they're in Australia. Servo, cheers.
Yeah, I can use that.
You can use cheers in a lot of situations. When you cheers someone, when you're saying thank you, when you're saying bye.
Oh, you know what I found like really hard at the beginning when I just moved here, because I think it was in my first 6 months. So when someone was saying goodbye to you, like, I don't know, like for the day, and you would see that person, let's say, back tomorrow at work, they were saying to you, I'll catch you later, see you later. And to me, in my head, I was like, why is he saying see you later? That literally means I'll see you in a bit.
I don't know why we say that.
I don't know, I'm asking you. Because I'm saying it was...
Yeah, I honestly, I don't know, I just rode away saying see you later. Maybe because a lot of the people that you say see you later are people that you work with or your friends or something, and that's something that I did think of actually now I'm thinking of now, because when I was trying to learn Spanish for 3 days in COVID,
You probably
Yeah,
get
they were
more
like
than that.
very like see you tomorrow or just goodbye.
And we do the same, to be honest. We would say, like, if we have certainty, we
Yeah.
would say, I'll see you tomorrow, or I'll
Yeah.
see you next week.
Yeah.
If we don't know, I'll see you, like, when I see you.
See you later. Even if you're not going to see them for a long time, I'll see you later. Or I'll see you soon.
Another thing that to me was funny, it was the way you guys perceive distances in Australia. Like
What do you mean?
up the road.
Yeah, up the road means not very far, but that could be like 10 minutes.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's
not
not
that
like up the road. Because up the road for me, it's like here.
But I think a lot of the times that I use up the road is when I'm trying to downplay how far something is. If I want someone to take me somewhere.
You're lying.
And it's like, it's 10 minutes. 10 minute drive. It's just up the road. Just around the corner.
Oh
Just
yeah,
look around the corner. And then the Uber driver's driving like 4 more streets. Like, yeah, just down the road. Just a little bit further.
so you would have around the corner,
Around the corner.
down the road.
Down the road.
What's the next level up?
For distance.
Yeah.
Not too far.
Not too far. I think it's up to it.
Yeah, not too far. Yeah. No, I don't live that far away.
That's very far.
About half far. Yeah, not too far is... I reckon what I now need to think about is how far these are in distances and times.
Around the corner.
Around the corner is maybe a 5 to 10 minute drive. Down the road. Down the road is the tricky one, because down the road could literally mean, just there around the corner. Or it could literally mean about 20 minutes, maybe. A little bit away for me is maybe half an hour, but heaps far, that's an hour. Yeah, not far could be like maybe 20 minutes. No, it's not that far. 20
And
minutes.
heaps far, don't drive.
Yeah.
It's too far.
Heaps far. And you say it like that, heaps far. That's heaps far. Yeah, I don't know. This is the thing, Australian saying sometimes just makes no sense, but it makes all the sense.
Yeah, and another word, it does make sense. Because I feel like at the beginning it's even very hard to understand when you guys talk. But once you are here, you sort of understand. It's not a dialect, but just the way you guys
Yeah.
speak, and you get all the abbreviation. I found hard abbreviation in my job.
Yeah.
Because they use letters in everything, and most of the times I'm there like put it in Google and see what that means, because besides the FYI,
Yeah.
be right back and all
So
that sort of
you're
stuff,
talking like not work abbreviations.
those sort of work abbreviation as well,
Yeah.
like not technical abbreviation, but like things that maybe you would use in messaging, like DMD, FYI, BRB,
Yeah, yeah.
MP, DW.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Go, tell me all the ones that you know and I'll see if I know them.
Okay, so BRB.
Be right back.
Yeah. DW.
Don't worry. TY.
Thank you.
Yeah.
FFS.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah, very classic. And
Yeah.
then we've got FFS in capital letters as well when it's amplified.
But everyone knows like LOL.
LOL. Yeah.
LMAO. Do you know LMAO? LMAO.
Laughing.
My ass off. What about,
Oh, no, I didn't know this one.
what
Okay.
about ruffle? Do you know what ruffle is? ROFL.
Raffle.
Ruffle. ROFL.
No.
Rolling on floor laughing.
I don't even know how to write it. When you actually say the spelling, that it's not FYI, my head is like thinking about numbers and geometry. I
Do you want me to write it down?
Yeah, please. Alright. No, I don't know this one. Then I know FYI, classic.
Yeah.
NP.
N.
NP.
No problem.
No problem.
TBH.
TBH.
TDH.
To be honest. Yeah.
To be honest,
That was to be
that was
honest.
a good one.
GTG. Got to go.
Or good to go. My boss uses G to G. Good to go. When-
GTG. Good to go. Got
Yeah.
to go. GG. Good game. I have friends who are gamers and they'll
Good
write.
game.
If they lose the game, they're right. GG. Good game.
No, I don't know that.
I think we shorten everything.
You do, and it's hard for someone that comes here and at the beginning and it's like, what is going on?
Yeah.
But what about this word? Because at the beginning, when I started to hearing this word, I was like, I don't really want to ask what that means, because I could feel that it was used not in a good way. That is bogan. Do you want to explain what bogan is to our friends?
A bogan is someone who just looks a certain way, homeless maybe. No, not homeless, but like a bogan is just someone who just. I don't know because sometimes I don't know how to explain it, but you can just look at someone and be like, they're a bogan. Just the way they speak, the way they dress, the way they act. Someone who's maybe less classy. I don't know, all the Aussies are going to watch this and they're going to be like, this guy doesn't even know how to explain bogan. A bogan is like...
Would you say it's someone from the countryside?
No, someone who maybe is like just less classy in the way they speak, in the way they present. So like...
Is it offensive if you say that to someone? I mean, people would get offended or not?
Depends who the person is, yeah. It's like, you don't necessarily call some, like, I wouldn't be like, hey, you're a bogan, and that's like, yeah, that's a compliment. No. Whenever you call someone a bogan, it's when they're like trashy. Yeah.
There was another word that you guys use to identify Italians and Greek, I think. I don't remember top of my head the name of the word, but I think it's all these people of that part of Europe and Italians as well. Like, I don't know, if you have to explain that person that goes out and it's got like the beer here and the big chains and yeah, the shirt.
Show off?
No, show off, yes, but there is actually a specific term for this.
You can use the word cunt.
No, you cannot use that because it's offensive.
You know, because we also segregate cultures into certain slang. So like wogs.
Wogs, it was that one.
Yeah,
Wogs. Yeah, I was thinking wombat, but yeah, wogs.
Wombat, yeah.
Because W.
Wog, you have fob, which is like Pacific Islanders. Fobs, yeah.
With F.
F-O-B-S, Samoans.
What does wog?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I think for some people that is offensive, but like for some Pacific Islanders, if you call them a fob, that's to them that's offensive. I never found that offensive. I would call myself a fob, and I'd call my mates who are Islanders fobs as well.
Because I knew that wogs was used in a wrong way. Like it's not a positive thing if they call you a wog.
I think it depends on the whole context of the conversation. Like, I would be like, if someone was to ask me, wait, are you a Pacific Islander? I'd be like, yeah, I'm a fob. You know what I actually learned is that some Asians call themselves fobs as well. Because fob means fresh off the boat.
Really?
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know.
But some Asians also say that, like, they're fobs as well. So that's why I think a lot of people who get called a fob might find it offensive, because they're like, I don't know if wog is an abbreviation of anything, but I have a lot of friends who say, yeah, I'm a wog, and then that could be like...
Yeah, because I knew that it was a term for like Greek, Lebanese, Italians, Turkey Italians.
I don't know if I'd call them Italian a wog.
That's what I heard. Maybe. How would you define Italians?
I don't know.
Amazing.
I might,
Bloody legend.
Yeah. Sick cunts.
Friendly. Funny cunts.
Funny cunts, yeah.
Be careful in your answer. I'm gonna poison your lasagna.
Fantastic. Beautiful people. My only interaction with an Italian is you and Emmanuel. Yeah, so just you. Where I grew up, there's not many Italians or like European countries.
Do you find us different? Like, if you have to compare the way that we are, like, this is not just a reflection on me, it's just more general for what you've seen. Would you say that we are different from the way you guys are?
No, I think that's the thing about Australia. It's very multicultural. Where I grew up, there's a lot of different cultures, different religious backgrounds, different ethnicities. So the way everyone speaks is different. Like, you could walk in the shopping centre and see 10 different ethnicities. So I think I'm used to that whole diversity. But I do know that, like, what I've experienced is certain countries sort of have certain personas, or maybe there's certain traits that are common within the people that I've met from certain countries.
Of course, and what would you say?
Sorry, ask me this.
What would you say about Italians, so we can lead into the last part of the episode?
Okay, so let's just preface that I'm just going to base this off you.
But that's not fair.
Have a lot of pride in where you guys come from, which is good. I think a lot of respect for your culture. Very stubborn.
Am I stubborn?
No.
Never.
If we were to recall some of our conversations, can you tell me how hard it was for you to admit that you were wrong?
I don't remember any of these moments, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
No, but let's reiterate that point. If I was wrong on fitness issues or things, I would say, I'm sorry, I was wrong.
Yeah. Maybe stubborn's not the right word, because if you're wrong, you know. I'm I'm wrong, and I'll admit that I'm wrong. But if you have a point that you want to prove, you'll stick to your guns.
Of course, because I'm right.
Yeah, sure.
No, that's what you say about yourself, that you are always right and I'm always wrong.
Yeah, bloody oath. I'm just reading these words.
Bloody oath. That's how you would use it?
Yeah. If you think you're right, yeah, bloody oath, I'm right.
Not fucking hell, as in.
Bloody oath is it's like a belief. He's a good person, yeah, bloody oath is. They did something wrong, bloody oath, they did something wrong. What other words are here? Wanker? That's something you should learn if you come to Australia. Wanker.
Explain.
A wanker's a fuckwit, they're a dickhead. They're like, a wanker is just, someone you just don't like. See, like,
is that
yeah.
like a personality thing? Like, you might say it's cute.
Yeah, it's like, they're stubborn maybe, but they're wrong. Or they're just not good people. I don't know. I think, like if you looked in the dictionary what a wanker is, there'd probably be a description. But it's just a person, like, you can look at someone, they're like just arrogant, you're like, or you can change that and call them a cock.
I don't know, I've never heard, in a context, I know, thanks a lot, but in the context of things, I've never heard using that rather than...
No, I think Aussies use it, he's a cock, what a cock. See,
that don't sound very elegant at all.
Well, that's the thing, like I said, Australians, it can be a lazy language if you want it to be. It can also be one word can have multiple meanings, and that multiple meaning can be a positive, it can be a negative.
Like
Yeah.
Or do you have one that is not like a bad word?
Probably not. Is there anything? Nah.
I think we have it in the notes.
Everything that's on the list is bad words.
Yeah, because I've asked our...
That was fucking loose. Legend. You're a bloody legend, I like that saying.
Yeah, I found them like a little bit more politically correct, let's say.
Legend. Yeah, because legend is a good cunt.
You really like that word?
No, it's just easy. It's very easy. A word, you want a word that's universal, that is good?
Yes.
Yeah, just legend.
On these notes,
yeah.
Do you think you want to say some last top 3 words to our listeners?
Legend. No. I've said it a lot today. Don't call someone a cunt unless you have a relationship with them or you're calling them a sick cunt. Don't say mad cunt, because people might think that's like you think that you're saying they're crazy. Legend. Cheers. See you later.
See you later. Okay. It's not. It feels like you're hungry and you want to have lasagna. So if you guys want to know more about all the Australian slang and some other good stuff, just write us a message. Instagram in DM, or you can write us an email at italiani.thepodcast@gmail.com. Or if you want to have like a good coach, of course, write on Peter's Instagram page.
Coach_Peter Tateo.
He works at Virgin, so in Zetland. So if you want to have him as a coach, please come over. Just follow us on YouTube, TikTok, all other channels, and that's it. I think we are at the end. Thank you for being with us. I know you were a bit shy at the beginning, and I think
No, thank you so much for having me. Everyone who listens learned something educational, and they can come to Australia, and it's a little bit easy to understand what some of the bogans say. I really made it seem like Australians are lazy, but thank you again for having me.
You're welcome. So I think we are at the frase finale. I might say it in Italian or in English. Regia, what do you think?
English.
English? Okay.
Yes, stay with it English.
Okay, so let me translate this. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, please don't be a boomer.
Yes, cheers.
See you later.
I'll say it. Ciao.
Ciao. Okay.